eyewitness testimony, photographic evidence from multiple instances. Even though they've got all this evidence against the company, they're not going to prosecute them to save money.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
There's a cement maker in South Alabama. They are paying $100,000 in fines for air pollution, despite, quote, neither admitting nor denying the allegations in the settlement agreement. Because that's just something that you do. You know, you just, even though that, you know, you're not at fault, you just write $100,000 checks, right? Something that I do all the time. You know, I mean, like, don't you just love how rich folks can write a check and make these problems go away? It's really great, I think. But even though they neither admit nor deny, quote unquote, the allegations in the actual case, strangely in their statement, though, they say this, quote, "We take responsibility for the actions, and in fact, since that time, we have taken specific actions to address fugitive dust emissions that result from offloading raw material from ships and barges, and developed a plan for addressing such emissions from around the plant to ensure future compliance." So,
okay. All right.
Even though they, quote, take responsibility for the, quote, actions, they then say later in the statement that they have no record of fugitive emission plumes on the dates alleged. And but they've also not been able, quote, to conduct a timely investigation of those incidents, which were alleged to have happened like back in July and August and February. So I don't know why you haven't been able to conduct a timely investigation. Like, that seems like a you problem. So I don't know, just very, very weird. You know, they neither admit nor deny that the allegations happened, but they also take responsibility. I don't know, super, super bungled statements here from this company. But this is the evidence that the investigators have pulled together in their case against this cement maker in South Alabama. Holcim US. Holcim US is the cement maker. On February 15th, an Alabama Department of Environmental Management, ADEM, inspector at the facility, like in person, reported, quote, significant fugitive emissions, unquote, from multiple sources at the plant. So this is an actual state investigator on site, on location, saying that they're seeing this in person. On July 27th, ADEM personnel at a nearby facility reported seeing, quote, a fugitive emission plume from the facility that was clearly visible from a distance. So here they're again able to see this in person. On August 3rd, ADEM received a complaint from the public, quote, with pictures showing a large dust plume over the facility. So now we've got two eyewitness accounts from state investigators, and now we've got photographic evidence from the public. And then on August 8th, ADEM said it received a, quote, similar complaint for dust plumes at the facility on July 5th and August 3rd. So, seems, you know, pretty conclusive that you know, even though the company is saying that they've got no evidence for that this happened, it seems like the state of Alabama does. But the state of Alabama is allowing them to get away with just writing the check and nothing else, no official admission of guilt or anything like that, because and this is coming from the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. The department has agreed to the terms of this consent order in an effort to resolve the alleged violations cited herein without the unwarranted expenditure of state resources in further prosecuting the above violations. The order states, the department has determined that the terms contemplated in this consent order are in the best interest of the citizens of Alabama. So basically, what the Alabama Department of Environmental Management is saying, that in order to save money, they're not going to prosecute these people for polluting our environment, for polluting our air, with eyewitness testimony, photographic evidence from multiple instances. Even though they've got all this evidence against the company, they're not going to prosecute them to save money. To save money. And I mean, you know, Working people can't get away with that, obviously. Right. Think about if the settlement is $100,000.
How much damage did they actually do?
Exactly.
If you could put a quantity on the pollution,
it would be so much more than $100,000. But imagine, I think an equivalent thing would be like, imagine you as a working person go up to like some rich person that lives in downtown Huntsville and, bust up their $100,000 car. And then you say, whoops, sorry, I'll write you, $500 for a settlement and I'm not going to admit guilt. Like, here's $500. I neither admit nor deny the allegations. Go away. Of course you couldn't do that. But that's what these people are getting away with all the time. Because that's what $100,000 is to these big companies, right? They write $100,000 checks. They write $1 million checks with the ease that you and I, buy like a microwave or food for our dog, right? So I don't know. Better than nothing, I guess. But
yeah, ADEM leaves a lot to be desired, both in their pursuit of regulation, their punishment mechanisms for polluters. Again, as we mentioned last week when we were talking about Toyota Mazda, these companies, they know it's open season down here in Alabama.
Obvious.
They know they can pollute the air, the water, the ground.
And if the settlement for the Alabama Department of Environmental Management, these people are not gung-ho, maybe some of the individuals in ADEM are.
But as an institution.
But as an institution, ADEM is not this gung-ho environmental organization.
Generally speaking, I would say it's pro-polluter.
So for ADEM to say that, look, you need to give us something because this is pretty bad, right?
Right.
You need to at least give us $100,000 to make this go away. This is really, really bad stuff for a state department in Alabama to be requiring this of a company. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.